Welcome back to Twisted Stitches. My name is Tammie. How's everybody doing? I want to welcome back all my regular subscribers who've been here for a very, very long time. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Thank you to my new subscribers for coming here and checking me out. Today is Friday, which is my normal podcast day, and I have just a couple things to talk about today. I know, believe it or not. The first thing that I want to talk about that I have forgotten the last couple of weeks was the weight loss journey. Now, what do I say? I failed. I have failed. So, all right. So, you know how the first week I had told you I lost 1.5 pounds, something like that. I believe it was 1.5 pounds. And I was like very excited. I started watching my carbs, watching any sugars, eating clean, making sure I was eating clean, no snacking, blah, blah, blah. The second week, I didn't lose anything. And I was like, okay, that happens sometimes. You know, your body's adjusting, trying to figure things out. Like, why are you not doing this? Whatever, yada, yada. Well, the third week came and I did my regular. I always weigh myself first thing in the morning. So that, I did my normal, I get on the scale and I had gained 3 pounds. 3 pounds. Now, what really got me is that I was super duper duper sticking to everything. No carbs or very low carbs. Like the only carbs I was really eating was if a vegetable had a carb in it, or if I ate some fruit or something and, the sugars that are in the fruits, yada, yada, whatever. I wasn't snacking. I wasn't eating past 6:30 at night. I was so good, and I was even doing my, let's call them my yoga aerobics, because I can't really do aerobics because of my back, and I can't really do total aerobics, total yoga, so they're kind of like a mishmash, yoga aerobics. It's enough to get moving, stretch, get my body going and stuff, and I was doing that about 4 times a week, trying to get myself motivating and trying to make sure that my body was in some kind of burning mode, that's what I was working on. So yeah, so I got very, very discouraged, and after I got dressed and had my tea, I literally went to the store and bought a Milky Way bar and ate it, and I did some actions that probably aren't ladylike, and I was like, forget it, I'm having a Milky Way. I'm denying myself stuff that I enjoy, trying to lose weight, and then I went to the doctor's yesterday. I had my regular doctor appointment, and the doctor, he's really cool. He's a good doctor, and he goes, it looks like you gained like 1 pound, 1.5 pounds. And I said, yeah, well, actually, I gained a couple of pounds, and I told him the story. And I said, what is it? What is wrong with me? And I said, is it menopause? Is this what's doing this to me? And he goes, oh, it could kind of be, the menopause could be having a factor. And I'm like, oh, thank you for being a woman. I don't know, I was just, oh Lord, a little bummed out. So I'm going to try to get back on the program, and let's see what happens for next week. That's all I can say. Now, if you're new here, I know you're probably going, what is this lady talking about weight loss and stuff? I know, I'm a fiber arts channel, I'm a yarn lover, I'm a yarnaholic. Don't worry, I got that. I just want to throw that in because myself and a couple of my beautiful friends out there said they just wanted to do like a follow along, kind of like our own YouTube version on here of Weight Watchers, just everybody kind of supporting each other in that. So if you're new here and you're wondering, but then again, if you're new and you're like, well, yeah, I'd like to join in, just leave all your information in the comments. Do a weekly, what do you call that? Keeping yourself liable, or keeping yourself accountable, keeping yourself accountable. So if you want to join in with that, everybody's welcome to. I love everybody to participate. That's great. Some of the other things that I would like to discuss, and I keep forgetting about, is in my description box, I always link a few things that I have. I have an Instagram account, and I have a Facebook group. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is a lot of times in the comments or just in general, somebody will say, "Oh, I did that pattern and I love the way it worked out and I made this gorgeous blanket or I made this wonderful cardigan or whatever." And I'm like, leave a picture, go to my Facebook group, leave a picture, leave a link to the pattern. That's cool, that's cool with me. I want everybody to have a place where they can go to that you can either leave some links to patterns if you developed a pattern, but if you want to like say, "Hey, I did this pattern, would you please take a look at it?" Leave the link in there. That's great because I might go look at it. That's gives me something to look at. You know, I need my rabbit holes to go down. So you guys help enable me. If you make a blanket, if you make a shawl, anything, you know, socks, anything, knit, loom, crochet, anything, you can put it in my Facebook group, and that way everybody who becomes a member of my Facebook group can see what's going on. If you'd like to, just click on that link and it'll take you to my group. I do have to approve you, but usually it takes me maybe a day. I'm usually on it once a day and I'll check everything. So, you know, or if you leave me a comment in the comment section saying I'm going to go over and join, I'll know to go straight over there and let you guys in or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. My Instagram is just public. So if you just go over there, if you click over there, you'll see it's not just for creating. My Instagram, I kept it as like whatever really struck me. If a flower that I saw just struck me and I wanted to photograph it and I wanted to post it on Instagram, if there's something that I wanted to talk about dealing with scoliosis, dealing with my chronic pain and stuff like that, I post it over there. It's just stuff that it gives me an outlet, a pictorial outlet, so to speak, of just somewhere I can just put my grandkids on or whatever. I mean, just for fun. It's just for fun. So if you guys want to go there, just everything's always in my description box. If you go to the drop down box, there's always a link there. If you click it, it'll take you right there. So I just wanted to remind you that it's there. And one thing that happened was, oh my goodness gracious, it was so wonderful. One of my friends on here, her name is Jackie Knits. Well, her YouTube handle name is Jackie Knits. And she was talking about how she made this beautiful shawl called, I think it's called the Annis, Annis shawl. And she went over to my Facebook group and she left a link and she showed me pictures of, oh my God, the work was just gorgeous, guys, gorgeous. She made 2 shawls. She posted up both of them and she kind of described like what she did, some of the differences and stuff. So if you got to see this shawl, it's just beautiful. And it's something that is on my to-do list for sure, for sure. So, oh my God, and I love it. And I just love seeing what you guys are creating, all your creativity. So what was going on this week? This week was a little bit hectic. I had 3 appointments and it was one of those deals that I forgot that I had these appointments, but I had to go do them. So I had 3 appointments and they were all quite a distance away. You're talking about an hour to an hour and a half away. And so I didn't get tons and tons done. I didn't even work on that gingham blanket at all, which is fine because I'm just not going to show the blanket until it's completed anyway. But I did work on my top, and then I also worked on when I asked you guys if you guys could help me with some like one skein wonders, you know, something to help me out, try to get my mind off of just hats. And you're going to laugh. But I had so many wonderful comments and suggestions. I've had Barb Silver Fox. She said one thing that she told me about was a cakes and candles shawl that Krista at the Secret Yarnery did. So I haven't gotten a chance to look at it, but it's something that I am going to go look at and check out and see about it. A lot of people said hats. A friend on here, Diane Thurman, she suggested market bags, purses, pencil pouches, gloves, cowls, and I was like, you know, it's just stuff that you don't think about. And then it's like somebody will say, well, why don't you make a cowl, or why don't you make a purse, or a thing of mittens or something? And you're like, yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? So thank you guys. I mean, everybody pitched in a little bit, and I really appreciate it. And I have a ton of things written down, and I will be doing these one skein wonders. Not every week, but a little at a time, I'll be working on these one skein wonders. But what had happened was, what got me for this week's finished object was the link that took me to the Annis shawl. I don't know if it was a like an ad or like a pop-up ad that came up in this Annis shawl blog that I was looking at, but all of a sudden there was like this thing, and it started talking about slouchy hats. And I know that last week I was saying that my next hat, I'm going to make a slouchy hat. I don't want to make another regular hat. I want to make some slouchy hats. Kind of more modern update, maybe something more that like, you know, younger to teenagers, young adults would like more, you know. So it just caught my eye. I saw it and I went down my rabbit hole. I clicked on it. So the hat that I found that ended up clicking to is called the Jenny Slouchy Hat, and it's by Yarn and Chai. And I will leave a link in the description box for you to be able to get to it. On her blog, it's a free pattern, you know, if, you know, they have the ads and the pop-up ads. And she also has a way for you to purchase her pattern. I believe on Ravelry, I'm not 100% sure. So I went in and I read through the blog, and I read how to do this hat. And what I do, like I always do, is I read not only all the instructions and everything about it, I also read some of the comments that people leave. Now, this was another situation where a lot of the comments stated, I followed your directions, but the hat only fit my 10-year-old. I followed your directions and I couldn't get it to go on my head, or it wasn't slouchy enough, or something like that. So I took that totally into consideration when I read the instructions when I read the pattern. So what I did is, her pattern called for Bernat satin. That's what she was using. So I was like, well, I think one of the closest things to Bernat satin is a Caron Simply Soft. So I used this Caron Simply Soft in the color Bone, and these have 315 yards on it. And in her version of the pattern, she said she used 3 ounces of yarn. And let me see, this is a 6-ounce skein. And I would probably have to agree that I probably used 3 to 4 ounces, so a little more than half of a skein that I used. Let me put this back here with some of my other ones. Anyway, so through the magic of editing, I will be back in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I don't know. I'm not a hat wearer, you know, guys, just plain and simple. But also, let me state that this hat, even though like I said, I read all the comments, and I did take some of the comments into consideration, and I did some adjustments to the pattern that I thought would fit me. It's still a little too small, and if I do this pattern again, I will up everything. You know, I will even up. So here is the back. See here, the back right here. It starts, it's a top-down slouchy hat. Now, when I started making the crown, the diameter of the crown, you know, the beginning stitches, was plenty big for a regular adult size head. Usually if I make myself a hat that I'm going to wear, approximately 7 to 7.25 inches diameter for the crown is what I need to make a perfect size hat that fits very comfortably on me. Now, so I'm not sure really if it was the fact that in the pattern it says to start with a 6.5 millimeter hook for the crown, and then you drop down to like a 5 millimeter to do the pattern part right here. And I did do that. I'm going to take this off. It's a little bit hot, guys. Whew, sorry. So I did do that. I did drop down to the 5 millimeter like it stated. But what I did was I added more rows. I added approximately 5 extra rounds to this. Also, when it stated here for these single crochets for the headband portion, it stated to drop down to a size 4 millimeter hook, and I dropped down to a 4.5. I just felt that, and this is still kind of tight, so I'm not sure if I think what I might do, and I might make this again in a couple of weeks, is I'm going to start the center just like I did before. I'm going to do the pattern, but instead of doing it in a 5 millimeter, I'm going to do it in a 6 millimeter. And then when it comes to doing the headband portion, I'm going to do that in a 5 millimeter and see what happens to that. See if I can get it a little bit looser and also make it a little bit bigger. When I think of a slouchy hat, I think of something that I could literally, if I wanted to, take all my hair in like a bun and stick it in there and have it, my hair just hanging in the back of the, like back here. Now, do I think that this would fit my granddaughter? Yes, 100%. I think this would look adorable on her. I think for a teenager who's maybe up to age 16-ish, you know, before, I don't know what happens. You hit like 20 something, and all of a sudden your head just goes, I don't know. I don't know if that's, I've always had a big head, but some people I notice just, they start out with really small heads and they seem like they don't get bigger. Like you go through a head growth spurt. Like maybe, this is something I should know. Being a nurse, maybe I should know this stuff, but it's not something I researched, so it wasn't a rabbit hole. Anyway, I am going to leave the link for this pattern in my description box. Just know that if you go to the pattern and you decide to make it, I followed the directions for the crown, but when it came to doing the pattern part, I added 5 extra rounds, and I went down to only a 4.5 instead of a 4 millimeter. My head around is 22 and a half to 23 inches, so I don't know if I have an extra large head or not, and maybe that's why it's not really setting too good, but that's just for you guys who, if you want to go and make it, because it's really cute. It uses double crochets crisscrossed, and it's made in a continuous round, so you don't chain up. There was a spot where somehow I lost count, and I'm not 100% sure, but I did lose a stitch in this, or a set of double crochet crossovers. So it was 40 all the way around, and I ended up at the end with 39. I don't know where I messed up, and it's a hat. I didn't worry about it. It's just a hat. It didn't really change the way it looked, and I don't think that that's what caused the hat to be a little too small for my head. So that is my finished object this week, guys. So I like it. I think it's adorable. I think it's very stylish, and I do believe if you have a young teen in your life, I believe that if you make this, I think that they will love this. This is definitely something that is more in style. And if you look at the pictures that they used, that she took of like a model in this. Oh my God. The girl is adorable. The girl is just absolutely adorable. And then wearing one of these, freaking adorable. Let's just put it that way. Just absolutely adorable. So I also this week that I'm not, I don't think I'm going to do a video on it. I don't know. You guys let me know if you want to see this or not. And I will do a video if you want to. But I went to Hobby Lobby. Yes, I did. And remember how I was saying, oh, I don't know if I said it or not, but I thought that my Hobby Lobby was going to not do the deep clearance because last year they didn't do it. And if they did do it, it must have came and went so quickly that I didn't have a chance to get anything. So this year, I have been like, I went there a couple of times. I called a couple of times. Tom went there a couple of times for me. And actually on this last Saturday that went by, sorry, I have a little hair coming off my face. This last Saturday that went by, I decided to call them up and just be like, hey, are you guys doing it? And the lady who answered was like, oh yeah, it's been going on for a couple of days. There's a few things left. I was like, oh, I missed it. After trying to be so on the ball, I thought I missed it. So anyway, last Saturday, I went and I got a few things at Hobby Lobby. And then also on Monday, I went back because there was something that I picked up at Hobby Lobby and just didn't really look into it very, you know, I kind of just did a quick over in the store and I was like, oh yeah, and I threw it in my cart, but it was one of those situations, just so y'all know, I didn't have my granny glasses with me, so I really couldn't read the label real well. It was one of those where the writing was like that big. So I looked at it and I did one of these numbers and I went, oh yeah, it feels nice. Okay, so I put some in my cart. When I got home and I stuck my granny glasses on and I looked at all the content and everything about it, I went, why didn't I pick up the rest of those? I should have picked them up. So on Monday, one of the things I did is I got up really early and got to Hobby Lobby and picked up the rest of those few things that I had left. And then what was really odd is when I was at Hobby Lobby Saturday, I went through and really checked everything. And I thought I had gone through everything and I thought everything that I may have wanted, I got already. So when I went back on Monday, I first beelined to the few things that I was hoping would still be there, which were, and I grabbed those up, and then I started looking around and I started seeing more orange stickers, and I'm like, I know on Saturday these orange stickers weren't here. I don't know if like my Hobby Lobby is just randomly throwing some things out there once in a while. So anyway, I did pick up like way too much. It's a lot. It is a lot. So if I do a video on it, it's really kind of got to be a dedicated Hobby Lobby haul video and nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. So if you guys are interested in seeing it, just leave me a comment in the comment section. If not, it's no big deal. I wasn't going to show it because I figured some of it is going to be used for like giveaways. So I picked up some on the intent of it would be good for like a giveaway or, you know, appreciation thing or something like that. So just so you know that. Okay, so I got that out of the way. Sorry, I wanted to talk about that. Let's talk about some couple of things that I got, including I got a little bit of Happy Mail this week. And the Happy Mail, I got this from my friend Susan Buddha. And Susan, hi, my twisted sister. When she found me, she thought it was hysterical because her brother used to call her and her sister, Twisted Sisters, you know, like the band and stuff like that. And she just thought it was just ironic that I was Twisted Stitches and, you know, I don't know. So anyway, she got this beautiful card. And isn't this gorgeous? And she basically, you know, states that she made these for me. Something to help protect me and something to put a smile on my face. And she said, so I saw your favorite ride. And she said, I made you 2 stitch markers. And when I told her that it came in the mail, she said, "Well, open it. You can still." Because I said, "Is it okay if I show this?" And she said, "Yes, please." And I said, "Okay, I'll do the opening on Friday." She goes, "No, no, no, open it and then just show it." So I'm just letting y'all know she gave me permission to open this. I did not have to wait. So she made these beautiful stitch markers, guys. Look. Can you see that? And I don't know if you can see down here, right here, that is a starfish, the beach. So she said, "I knew it made you happy going to the beach." And this is a motorcycle. Isn't that so cute? Aren't these so... Look at these little balls. They're so cute. These are like fuzzy. These are fuzzy. They're so cute. Anyway, she made me these stitch markers. I love them. I need to make one of those, whatchamacallit? Like something that I can hang that I made, like maybe knit something, and then I can hang like all my stitch markers and stuff on it. You know, put like a dowel through it, and then, y'all know, do you know what I'm talking about? If you know what I'm talking about, let me know because I don't know what it's called. Brain fart. So she sent me those. And she sent me this. This is to protect me. That was to make me happy. And this is to protect me. Look, it's a wonderful mess. I actually wore this yesterday at the doctor's office. It is so nice. And it says that Jesus is my savior. Crocheting is my therapy. So it is so nice. And it has one of those filters inside. Now, I haven't researched it yet. Do you wash these? It says it's a PM 2.5. So I guess that's the amount of like microns and stuff that it can filter out. So I didn't know if you wash this or if you just like lay it out in the sun to like, you know, clean itself out and stuff. I know I can wash this by hand. But if you guys know, let me know if these are washable or if I just like lay them out to... if I lay them out to like get some sunlight and stuff to help kill off anything. So that came in the mail. Thank you so much, Susan. I love them so much. And then my good friend Reggie at J Hook Crochet won a D-Stash giveaway from Crochet Creations by Christy. Unfortunately, it was a situation where it couldn't be shipped to her. Reggie lives in Germany. So I guess they got together and Reggie asked if I would like it. And I thank you so much, Reggie. It is so cool. So it was sent to me with this cute little like card. I love this. Isn't that cute? And it's metallic. Can you see that? I don't think it's being blown out. Is it being blown out? Let's see if I can do it this way. Sometimes... Anyway, it came with this cute card, and it just states that, you know, Reggie has me. So it came with 4 of these vintage yarns from Brunswick. It's called Heather Blend Sport, and there's 4 of these. And what's funny is, after I got this in the mail, I looked up Crochet Creations by Christy, and... I was like, I wasn't subscribed to her. And I have no idea, you know how that happens. Sometimes you think you're subscribed to like every single person and then you find out that it was one of those things. I'm sorry, Christy, that I didn't know who you were, but now I do. Thank you, Reggie. So it was kind of funny because she was doing her, like, you know, talking about how this was going to be on her D-Stash, on her Facebook group or something like that. And she was stating how, even though these 4 colors look really similar, can y'all see the little bit of difference from this side to this side? Now, most people aren't going to notice. Now, these ones here, the darker ones, the darker ones were called Flannel Heather. Okay, so we had 2 of the Flannel Heathers, which I'm getting these all messed up again. So these 2 were the Flannel Heathers. And then these 2 are called Pussy Willow. And like I said, from just glancing at them, you wouldn't be able to tell, but if you really look at it, you can see just the teeniest difference. Okay, so this is a vintage yarn. So it's 80% DuPont Orlon, which is an acrylic, or what DuPont was one of the first to make acrylic and to turn it into yarn. And then 20% virgin wool. So it is very much vintage feeling. It does feel like, you know, when I was a kid and my grandmother crocheted stuff, it does feel like that. That's what it reminds me of. This here, I was thinking about making a purse with. Let me show you real quick. Sorry. I have 2 skeins of this. Lord knows why or what made me buy these. I have no clue. It's not really my colors. This particular color is called slate variegated, blanket slate variegated. And it has like a light golden sand color, darker gray, lighter gray. I don't know, maybe when it's worked up it looks different, you know, but I was planning when I bought these 2, the first thing that came to my mind was it would make a pretty cool looking purse. So that's what I was going to make with these. And then when I got these, I thought about maybe holding these 2 together to add that like extra pop of the gray silvery color through it. But then I started thinking, and I don't know, you guys tell me, should I maybe just hang on to these? Like maybe put them in like a Ziploc and just keep them because they are vintage? When I looked up, the first thing that I had noticed was there was a sticker that said Knittin' Kitten on it. So, you know me, like I told you, I go down rabbit holes. I Googled Knittin' Kitten, and it was a yarn store in Cambridge, Massachusetts that had closed down in approximately 1995. So my daughter was born in 1995, so that makes this just alone, this is 25 years old. And then I discovered that this brand, this Brunswick, it's going to blow out. This particular brand or company, I guess you could say, company, and they used to be it was called Brunswick Worsted Mills in Pickens, South Carolina. So I did a little research and found out that they were bought out by Peyton's, and that happened in about 1995. They closed down in about 1995, and then Spinrite bought them out. So this is just, to me, it just is something that, number one, we know it's at least 25 years old, because the company and everything, the company and even where these were purchased from, the yarn shop that they were purchased from, has been closed for 25 years. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should just keep them. What do you guys think? What would you do? Would you just keep them and put them away and have them for like maybe I could find a way to seal them but then still show them? Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about? Like, ooh, look, vintage yarn, kind of like a vintage car or something, you know? So let me know, what should I do with these? Should I work them up into something? Or should I literally just keep them for something to say that I have vintage yarn? Let me know. So that was something that came this week. And I thank you, Reggie, for thinking of me and sending it to me. It's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, just the coolness factor off the charts. Love it. I love anything vintage. I'm vintage, so I love that vintage. So what did I purchase? Okay. So y'all know I've been talking about how I want to go and start doing a little bit of hand dyeing, just because I want to see, number one, how I do with it. Number two, can I make something that I totally like, that's totally me, totally my kind of colors, and I just want to see how I do. It's not, I don't think I'm going to get into it seriously unless I happen to be really great at it, which I don't know, just saying. But so what I did was first I went on the Dyer Supplier, which was most of like Chemknits. Rebecca at Chemknits, she gets a lot of her stuff from Dyer Supplier. I know that Tracy at Crochet Rossetti, Cinnamon Stitches, Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches had gotten her yarns there. So when I went on, I had a really hard time. I couldn't find. I just wanted to get a 75-25, merino nylon blend, just because it's hardy. It can handle being roughed around a little bit, especially someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. But what I did find was this 2-ply superwash sock. It's 100% fingering weight merino, but it was the same yarns. Everything's blowing out. These were the same yarns that were used for the maize knit crate that everybody got when they were dyeing with the Kool-Aid, what they used for dyeing with the Kool-Aid. So I decided, and it was on sale, by the way, and not only was it on sale, I used Tracy's Friends coupon code that she had listed in her description box, and I got an additional 20% off. So I decided to buy 2 packs. This is 2 packs, they put them all in one. 2 5-packs. So I got 10 of those. And when I got them, I was like, okay, that's great, but I still really want to get some 75-25, just for hardiness if I want to make socks. And a 75-25 merino nylon blend is a nice blend. It's squishy enough and it's soft enough, but it's also hardy. So if you want to make a pair of socks out of it, it'll hold up to the beading that is, that goes to socks. If you want to make a cardigan out of it, it's going to last longer. If you get a yarn that's maybe a lot of silk fibers without some kind of like bamboo or something to make it hardy, if you get like a lacy silk, maybe even a BFL wool, it is very soft, very lacy, very delicate. So if you make something that's going to take a lot of abuse, it may not hold up as well. Getting something like BFL or stuff that has silk or something in it is great for making like shawls, something delicate, something that's just going to be worn, not roughly worn. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't make a hat out of it. I would probably make a nice lacy scarf or a cowl or a nice shawl. Like I said, I wouldn't make a pair of socks out of it. I wouldn't make a sweater that you might take on and off a lot and be throwing around and, throwing in your car, going somewhere, putting it on, getting off, sitting on the back of your chair or something, like I wouldn't make that. That's what I wouldn't make out of that. So, long story, sorry guys. So I went on Knit Picks, and Knit Picks had a deal where not only, sorry, I was looking for something. Knit Picks had a deal where not only was this on sale, but when you bought a certain amount of product, you got free shipping and you got this free little gift that I will show you in a minute. So I bought 10 of the Stroll fingering weight bear yarn. These are a 75-25 merino nylon blend that I was looking for. It is so incredibly soft. I really like this. This is nice. So on Knit Picks, the Stroll is really, really nice. Now, I've not gotten any of their dyed colors in Stroll, but if it has this same feel, it is nice. So if you're looking for a nice yarn, think about getting maybe some of this Knit Pick Stroll. It is very, very nice. It is very soft, very squishy, very nice. It's nicer than the stuff that I got from Dyer Supplier, just letting you know. I like this. So I got that, and it came with a Knit Picks sample. it came with this sample. It is a Try It needle set. It has a 4 millimeter of the Caspian wood tips. I don't know if that's how you say it, Caspian. And then a set of a size 7, 4.5 millimeter of the nickel plated tips. It has a 24-inch cable and a 40-inch cable, and it comes with the little tightening keys and the end caps, the end stoppers. So I thought that was pretty cool because I do have one Knit Picks needles, one set or whatever, that I bought at my local yarn shop when I first was starting knitting. They aren't interchangeables. They're a you know, just a regular one. It was a 16-inch, so I could make a hat. So I bought this particular kind, which is the Caspian wood tipped ones. I bought this kind that was 16-inch for being able to do hats in like I think 5.5 millimeter, which I think is a size 9, a US size 9. So, but it came with this, and it came with these nickel ones. Now these nickel ones, you know, I have the Chiagu ones, and those are nice and light. These ones are a little bit heavier, but I'm still going to try them out and see how they work. The tips are not real sharp. They're not super sharp. The Chiagus are sharper. But what I was happy about getting these little guys was I have some yarn that is kind of slippery, and I'm thinking about making a shawl out of it. And I thought if I get these that are the wood, it's a little bit harder to move around. Like on my Chiagus, everything slides real easy. And for a new knitter and working with like a lacy, slippery yarn, I think that maybe using these are going to work out a lot better. And then it came with, whoops, the end caps and the tightening key, and one to make a 24-inch cable total, and then one to make 40 right here. So that is pretty cool. I was happy with that. So this was something that Knit Picks, I am signed up through email for Knit Picks, and I got an email notifying me that if I bought $60-something worth of product, that you use this coupon code and you get this Try Me set for free. And I thought, why not? I really been wanting to get some more bare yarn. They had that in stock, which, you know, lately, if you're looking for bare yarn and you're looking particularly for the 75-25 merino nylon blend, y'all know that stuff is hard to come by right now. So with it being on sale and everything else, and then getting this little goodie to top it off, I was like, I'm doing it. Why not? Of course, I did this before I knew Hobby Lobby had their sale. So let's just put it this way. This month coming up for September, the only thing I am going to be purchasing is maybe 2 or 3 of the mystery yarns that I have coming. I have a couple mystery yarns for August coming, and depending on what I think about those, I think I'm only going to have a couple of mystery yarns coming for the month of September, which will probably be closer to October before I get them. So I've got to be good now. I have overspent. As a matter of fact, can you all see this little lavender top right there? Those are 2 like 12-gallon storage bins that I bought at Home Depot the other day so I can organize this Hobby Lobby yarn, and I haven't had a chance to do it yet because I've been crazy busy. So that's it, guys. You're probably like, oh my God, what else does she have to talk about? That's it. That's all I have to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and enjoying the little bit of chitter chat. If you guys have some stuff that you would love to show off, if you have some patterns, if you have anything that you're just would love for everybody to see, if you'd love for me to see, please go to my Facebook group and post a picture. I would love to see it. Okay, guys, I love you all. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are a blessing in my life. I want you to know that. I have got to get back with you on the comments from Tuesday's tidbit. I'm sorry that I've been behind, but I've had 3 doctor's appointments. It was a little hectic this week. I hope you can understand and forgive me. I will get to it this weekend. You guys are the best. Stay safe, stay creative, and I will be talking to you guys really, really soon. Bye. Bye, guys.